You think mindfulness is something you sit in a secluded corner and meditate. Most of people think that way. But let me tell you today, mindfulness is not, it's just simply meditating at one corner and trying to stop your thoughts. Mindfulness starts the time you wake up. It is all around us. While you're walking towards your classroom, listening to a professor, eating your food, or doing any mundane work possibly you can think of, mindfulness is on. And that's the reason mindfulness is so powerful in your life. Today, I'm going to talk about mindfulness, and I thank you all for you have come to listen to me, and this is my first TED Talk, and I will be sharing many things which I have not shared any time before. So, mindfulness is all about, I read a Gita's quote, mind is your best friend when it's under control and is your worst enemy when it is not. Why it has been said like that? Because mind plays a very critical role in our day-to-day life. Mind is the most powerful thing which controls our physiology. This exactly happens to me when I started working on my life, and I had a lot of opportunities to work on a different thing. I saw world changing. I saw people having a mental issues. Just to get a happiness, you need to involve your mind. I always thought, what is a happiness? Do you think eating more can be a happiness? But I felt while you eat more, you become uncomfortable. And when you eat even more, you become disgusted. Some people told me technology gives you happiness. And I felt at one point, technology is a burden. Technology has its own challenges and problems to come. Then people talk about success. Building skyscrapers is success and prosperity. If that would be so, then people would not be jumping out of them to commit suicide. I come from Mumbai. What's an iconic construction done? Was a sea link. But what notoriously known for sea link to commit suicide rather than joining two islands? What is happening to this world? Just to give you one data, there is a 33% increase in suicide rate from last 1997 to 2017. About 150 people every day commit suicide in US, and about 150,000 people try to give their life annually. The number of people making suicide is almost the size of a country. What is happening? What is pushing them to do such thing in their life? And then I started something working on mindfulness. So let me share with you my journey today. I born in Delhi in a family, and I gone to a very nice school. But suddenly my father got transferred to a small town of Himachal, and I was supposed to live in that small town and go to a primary school. I went to a primary school. I found a teacher sitting under a tree and a few children sitting there in primary. I was 10-year-old. I was told to sit on a mat which was made of cement bag, and teacher was sitting under the tree. The first lesson was, take out your English books. I took out my English book. Lesson was Galileo and gravity, and teacher was teaching A for apple and G for goat. I had one option, either to run away, come back home, and I said I will not study, or to accept that reality. I don't know why I accepted that reality. And now today I look back, it was my beginner's mind. It was my mind of that child that accepted that reality. And then second was acceptance. That taught me how do I can actually learn things which I have not learned. How to jump in the stream which a schoolboy from an urban city would have never done, or climbing a tree. This continued in my life, and I lived in that part of the world, graduated in economics, did very well in my academics, and I decided to go for my international business in Delhi. Life changed back again. Now it was turn the table. I was a small city boy or a village boy in a city of stars. And people told me, you have no vocabulary for English. I think your English is so poor, and neither in writing nor in your oratory English is so good. You will never succeed, and don't think even about international business, because kind of vocabulary you need, you will take, I think, a new life to do that. Again, I have two options. Run back to the comfort of my city or small town, or continue to challenge the reality. Two things I learned. Non-judgmental behavior. I don't create the judgment. The people are creating judgment about me. I should not do it about my own self. And then trusting my gut. I've been meditating from the age of 7. I was fortunate that I got this opportunity to learn meditation. And that helped me throughout these two phases of my life, that I was able to trust my gut feeling. I did a lot of mistakes. I tell you, many mistakes I did it. I learned from those mistakes, because these were all my mistakes. Life continued again. and I was among the top CEOs in the year 2000, heading large organizations, dealing with many countries. I opened the offices almost every destination in the world, starting from Africa to Russia, from US to China. That gave me an opportunity to learn various diverse cultures, people, but I realized one thing, that is not sufficient. And at the age of about 45, I decided to quit everything and start a new beginning. So my learnings were three there. I should have the power of letting go of what you are holding, letting go. And letting go is the one thing which you keep you alive. Imagine you're breathing, all of us breathing, yes or no? And if you just hold your breath, what will happen to you? You'll die, because you will only live when you let go of the breath you have taken. And that's the biggest learning I learned. If you don't let go of things, it will actually not help you. So let go of your anger, letting go of your greed and many things. And when you let go of things, you build a level of compassion and empathy within yourself. That gives you a purpose to go beyond your barriers, beyond your own self, and then you start working for a larger purpose in life. The real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking out a new landscape, but in having a new eye. And this exactly happened to me, because I have gone to so many landscapes in my life, in my journey, that I am now seeking a new life, see those things with a different angle. And I needed a new eye for that. And that was my journey, starting from mindfulness. And friends, this journey started a few years ago. Today, I run one of the largest conferences in Asia called Mindfulness India Summit, where the topmost neuroscientists, thinkers, and people from all walks of life come and share the view. We just concluded 2 days back, and I'm proud to say that it's one of the biggest one in Asia today. What happens? What is mindful reality? So one world is what you are living in today, is where you think. What you think, if I stop thinking, what will happen to me? I just give you one small example. Thinking is like holding a thought and thinking that what you are today. Mind and body works together. The body's strength and performance depend on endurance of your mind. And if what you are thinking makes what your body is. Most of people think that what they are thinking is right or wrong, but they're still stuck in thinking. And that is the reason they repeatedly do the same thinking process, and life gives them the same opportunity, same situation back and again in different form, because they are not changing their thinking. Then comes the world called feeling. Feeling is a very important world. Some people think from the level of feeling, from emotions. We think what is happening in our emotions. We think what is happening inside. So there are second people. One is a cognitive thinker and one is an emotive thinker. We think from heart. We feel things. So that's the second level of layer, thinkers and feelers. What happens? Is there anything beyond that? That was my quest. Is there anything beyond? And then comes the mind, which observes. You have one thing which observing what is thinking and who is feeling. And that's your observing reality. But this reality doesn't end here. So thinking reality, why I call thoughtfulness, feeling reality, I call it heartfulness or emotive, and observing reality, I call mindfulness or wakeful reality or wakefulness. And for that, you need awake to reality. And this awake to reality is, which is observing who is thinking, who is feeling, and who is observing. So if you can think in this dimension of imagine that you are observing, yourself observing what is you are thinking, what are you feeling, and what are you observing. And that is the level of your mindfulness. That is level of your creativity. So would you like to experience this creativity? How many of you? If you would like to, I will take you to a small journey. I can explain mindfulness many times, but when you start to experience it, let's do a small experience, okay? All of you just sit a little straight. We'll do a very short, okay? Let's not spend too much time. Take one breath. Close your eyes or keep your eyes open. Take one breath and just let it go, and then take another breath in. And feel what's happening in your head now. Just observe what is happening in your head. What are you thinking? Do not try to stop it. Stay with the breath. And now, Go to your heart. Feel your chest. What's happening in your chest? How are you feeling now? Whatever it could be, anxiety, happiness, fear, whatever is happening, feel your heart now. Take a breath in and then let it go. So keep the track of your breath as well while you're feeling. Now take another breath and feel your stomach, feel your gut. And while feeling your gut, observe what's happening in your head, what's happening in your chest, and just take your left or right hand and keep it on your heart. And now feel what's happening to you. And now bring a thought or that I am good. I am good. While thinking that, think of head, heart, and your gut, and let go of your breath. Now you can come back. That's a mindful moment. Most of you would have, some of you felt have calm, some of you would have felt little anxiety, some of you would have felt, when will this end? So this is called mindfulness. Look inside, and everything what you want is inside of you, is already there, it's by rooming. So you don't have to search something outside. What you are looking for is already with you. I give you on letting go story. You know how in India people catch monkeys? They put a small pot, a matka, and put some chanas in matka, or some bananas in the matka. Monkey comes, puts the hand in the matka, and don't let go of the banana or chanas. And the guy comes and catches this monkey. This exactly happens with us. We hold on to things, we don't let it go. Letting go is very important because it is the part you start your life with. Would you like to go a little more deeper on this journey? What is happening to this journey? And letting go is a very important part because you can only let go when you are in present moment. Let me give you some data on your brain. All senses put together is bombarding your brain with 400 billion bit of data. You know how much is your brain capacity to hold? About 100 bit of data. Poor things been bombarded subconsciously, consciously with so much data, which have only ability to be in attention state for about 100 to 120 bits. It is observed that our mind wandering leave us with attention span about 47%. If you are most of the time ruminating in past or in future, your present is almost lost. It is said that if you take care of the moments, the life will take care of your years. So staying in present moment is the one key for your progress, for one key for your creativity. And then you start with something called trust. You start to trust your gut feeling. You start to understand, what am I feeling within myself? Most of us has two voices coming, I shall do, I shall not do. But we don't know which voice to actually acknowledge and to listen to. When you start practicing to stay in a moment and mindful practices, you will understand, you will trust yourself. And then when you trust yourself, you build first new skill called compassion. Compassion for your own self and empathetic about ourselves, which leads us to empathy to others. And that leads to gratitude. When we are empathetic, we are trustful, we are in a moment, we are gratitude for it because we are acknowledging every moment. And then our awareness is so vast that we are one, thankful for it, second, we are compassionate, and we are trusting, which leads to something called interconnectedness. So if you are thinking your universe is alone, then you are mistaken, because something called collective intelligence. How you tap into this knowledge, how you tap into this universe which is filled with so much of amazing information on biology, on physics, on chemistry, on engineering, so many information. When you stay in the present moment, you can only tap into that when you are really connected within your own self, because the route to that interconnected network goes from inside, not from outside. More you stay out, more less connected you are. You have to stay out sometime, but you should have ability to go back in. And then it comes with the kindness. The basic word, the communication tool is kindness. I just told you 60 bits of data is required for one-to-one communication, which means you cannot concentrate more than 60 bits more anything. Imagine if so many people talking, how will you get that data within yourself? Kindness is one language, it is by Mark Twain, that deaf can hear, and blind can see. If you are kind to people, you don't have to say something. It's already been expressed. So, my friends, today the learning which I wanted to share with you, it took me a journey of 50 years to understand. You are your best person. This is your best season. This is your best time. Every moment is your best time. You just need ability to tap into that moment, connect with your inner being, and I tell you, you will be the most successful. You don't have to look for somebody. What you are seeking is already seeking you. What you are thinking is already happening inside. Connect with your own self and be mindful. And I'm so glad that I'm sharing this information with you. Thank you very much.